welcome to the Astro Imaging Journey channel. Please enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome back to my Astro Imaging Journey channel. And well, here we are the next morning. Got up on the mountain top last night, as I said in the last video, and I did get some sunset images, some images of the comet and some images of the galaxy center, but it's hard to tell from the back of the camera what I actually got. So I'm pretty confident that the Comet NEOWISE images are going to be unusable. There was a lot of wispy clouds, and we'll see those here in a minute. Sunset might have worked. Galaxy Center might be usable. So let's take a look. I've already transferred or created the directory here, yesterday's date, and Sunset, NEOWISE, and Galaxy Center are the subjects. And I've already transferred everything into this raw originals folder. So you can see we've got the sunset in the beginning. So let's just choose one at random. And yeah, I got the rays that I was looking for. And you can see them right here. And you can kind of see some coming up through the clouds as well. So I'll be curious to see how all that translates. And okay, that's just stuff on my screen. Sorry. I was seeing some splotchiness up here, and I think I just have some stuff on my screen that I need to clean. Yeah. So those are looking pretty decent. So let's go ahead and create a new folder. And we'll just move all these. You can see I just did something here where the clouds looked kind of interesting. So I just thought I'd get an image, and I'll see how those process out. I don't know if I'll do that on the channel or not. But I'll do that when I do the sunset. Like I said, I'm just not sure if I'm going to do the sunset images here on the channel or not. I might. I mean, it's solar, but it's more landscapey-ish, so not really sure. But I did just pan the camera down and took some images of the flowers or wildflowers as my delimiter images. So we'll just take it to that, cut and paste. And now we have our delimiters, and I really don't need those, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of those. And let's just take a look at a random one. This would be the comet. And you can see it right here, barely. Of course, when it auto stretches, it looks really crappy. But you can kind of see in here there were some high wispy clouds. And I just don't think these are going to be usable. Let's take a look at this one. Yeah, you can see it better right here. So I don't think these are going to be usable. I'm going to try. You saw what I did there was, let's go to the first one. So NEOWISE was up here in the corner, and it kind of transitioned down. I thought it was going to transition more towards this corner down here, but it looks like it transitioned more towards this area. So I'm going to try to recover some of this and see what I can get out of it. But for now, I'm not going to hold any high hopes. Now the big difference on this, let me open this back up. Big difference on this versus what we did a little while ago when we created the time lapse was this here. If you can see, oh, there it is. 3-second exposure at f4.5, 70 millimeters. The one when I did the time lapse was at 4 seconds, f1.8, and 35 millimeters. And I was hoping to get a little bit more reach on the focal length and try to get it more prominent in the frame for better stacking. The 3-second exposure, we can see the stars are fairly pinpoint. Might be a little bit of trailing, but the focal ratio, the f-stop, 4.5 from a 1.8. Yeah, that's 3 stops of light, I believe. So I really had to bump up the ISO. As you can see, I'm at ISO 6400 to compensate, and the shorter exposure as well. Probably pushed it a little bit too much, but we will see what we can get out of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut, paste. We got 400 and some odd images to go through. So let me get all of these here. Let me just take another look at this one. Kind of see the clouds were still there, and it's, I mean, the comet's there. We'll see if we'll see what I can get out of it. You can see right here was another delimiter where I reshifted. So here, the comet was about right there. Then I come over here. Okay. So I don't remember, what did I do on that? Let me open that back up and look at the info. Settings were still the same. I'm not sure. Oh, I know what it was. I did a couple sets because I didn't want to go too far. So what I did here was let me get my thoughts together. So what I did was I did a delimiter because I wanted to keep the amount of exposures contained, because there is that drift that the comet is doing against the background star field. So I didn't want to get 300 images and try to stack all 300 in one shot, knowing that that comet's going to drift across the star field. So in this particular case, I just wanted to get a few together to stack one, and hopefully another set to stack another one, so that drift would be minimized. But it was a thought process that clearly might not have panned out due to the clouds. So we'll just call this one part 1, and we'll paste that in there. We don't need the delimiter. That was just shine a flashlight into the lens. We can get rid of that one. And if we go into this one, see, this set might do a little bit better. The clouds kind of moved out a little bit, but not a ton. But let's see, should be another delimiter in here somewhere. Yep, there was one right there, so we'll select that, cut, then we'll make a new folder. And we'll put those in there. We can get rid of this delimiter. Then I just had a few shots where I was trying to get it better in the frame, but you know, I went out to, what was this, 250 millimeters, but yeah, that's just not the clouds and the haze. This just wouldn't have worked out because at that focal length, I mean, I just tried different exposure lengths, stepping them up a little bit each time, trying to get something, but those clouds just didn't allow it. And obviously at 10 seconds, the trailing of the stars is just too much. And that was my delimiter. So that, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to delete those because those are unusable. Then we'll go ahead and create a new folder. Galaxy Center. So as you can see from this vantage point here, we had Jupiter, we had Saturn, and the Milky Way coming right out behind the mountains there. Just trying to get as much of it in the frame as possible, and this landscape orientation clearly did not work out too well. But once I moved to a portrait, that worked out much better. Can get a lot more in there. I think I did some shots where I was just trying to minimize what was in the bottom part of the frame to accentuate what was up here. Again, we've got Jupiter sitting right there off to the side. So it looks like these 4 I can go ahead and get rid of. And the rest of these, we have how many? 171. That might do pretty well. Shift it over a little bit, but I'll be curious to stack these and see what type of data we can get out of that. I mean, we've got some clouds down here, some haze, some city glow. I will be real curious to see what we can get out of this. And this will be a new one because I've never tried to do any type of stacking when you've got some type of a landscape in the foreground. So this will be an interesting one that I'm going to have to go research. Let me get all of these put into there. Paste. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. Yeah, I don't think the Comet is going to yield sufficient results, but we're going to try, see what we can get out of it. Galaxy Center, that's going to be an interesting one to try to accomplish. And the sunset, looks like I might have some usable data there to try and get something, just a pretty little sunset image out of. And if that one works out, I'll go over my settings in that video if I end up doing a video on it, in case you all are interested. So with that, I'm going to say thanks everybody for watching. I hope you're staying safe and healthy out there. Please stick around for the outro. As always, clear skies. Have a good one.
Thank you for watching yet another video from the Astrometry Junior channel. Really appreciate your viewership. In our upper right, we have the latest video we've uploaded. In our lower right, we have what YouTube might think you would enjoy. And in the lower left is our subscription button. Please like this video, subscribe if you so choose. As always, clear skies, have a good one, and remember Duke.